So some of you, when you enter Lagos State, you feel you've gone around Nigeria. No, your experience in Lagos may not be your experience when you go out of Lagos. Alright, I just want us to establish that Lagos is not the only state in Nigeria. We have 36 states in Nigeria.
Walking down the streets, feeling the breeze, in the sunshine state where dreams come with ease. Palm trees swaying with the ocean in view. This is the place where I always feel brand new. Sipping on a smoothie, chilling by the shore. Got my shades on, feeling like I can't be ignored. Sun-kissed skin, feeling so alive in the soft rap game. I strive to thrive. Waves crashing on the sand as I ride the vibe. Soft rap flowing, let the
Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Qinspride. I stumbled on this video and I would love you all to watch this video with me. There was a time a trend began, and it was a trend of Nigerians going to Ghana and creating content that there are certain things that shook them about being Nigerians in Ghana. It was all about what shook me, what shooked me in Ghana as a Nigerian. After a while, the trend, I don't know what happened to the trend. However, currently, there seems to be a wave of some Ghanaians coming to Nigeria, and they are creating content about their experience in Nigeria as Ghanaians. I would love you to watch this video, and I would want you to listen to her very well. There are certain things she will say that will make you understand the angle I am coming from. You'll see, this is what all these Nigerians that do run to Ghana to talk about Ghana and Nigeria. Maybe you need to learn one or two things from these Ghanaians coming to Nigeria and creating content.
By popular demand, this is part 3 of culture shocks I've experienced as a Ghanaian in Nigeria. Before I get into it, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone that has been loving the content, and to Yaba Left Media. Oh my god, thank you for the love. First thing that caught my attention was Chicken Republic doing a promotion for goods. You see,
the first thing that is striking about her is her surname or her name. Okay, when I saw the name, I was like, hold on a minute, you know. Sometimes you will travel from one African nation to another. You may see the similarity in the presentation of names. However, in the pronunciation, the names may be different. Okay, and that name, Abai, tend to be answered by people from the southeastern part of Nigeria. I think people from Ohofia, the Buni people too. Then people from Abia State and Ebonyi State tend to answer that name. However, that is it. Let's proceed. If you ask me, I would say that Chicken Republic doing a promotion, as it said, for a goat, I don't think that's a promotion. That is just a marketing strategy. It is just like you providing food for people. There are certain delicacies you may want to sample. Listen, my brothers and sisters. In Nigeria, there are so many eateries, there are so many restaurants, fast food. In Lagos alone, there are over 1,000 restaurants or eateries in Lagos. And so the competition is high. You must upgrade. You must recruit the services of workers or staff who know what they are doing. There are times you go to Lekki, while plying the road of Lekki, you will see at some junctions, there are some beautiful girls and boys dancing, wearing some beautiful outfits, and carrying some placards to show you that you should come here and buy food. They're trying to advertise.
you see the cultural print / African wear we barely wear in Ghana. Unless we have a special occasion or it's compulsory, Nigerians wear it on a daily basis. You see?
Alright, my darlings, you know, one thing that a lot of people do not realize, especially a lot of Africans do not realize, is that Nigeria is an integral part of Africa. Nigerians do not joke with their cultures, especially in an era where there is this westernization of Africans, in an era whereby a lot of Africans, out of inferiority complex, tend to throw away their culture just to belong. You know, all these outfits and trying to be like, oh, I'm educated. A lot of people don't want to become too much English. It is not our culture. Nigerians most Nigerians are not like that, because there are also some Nigerians that tend to, behave like this. But no, majority of our people want our culture. It's been embedded into us. All right. So you will see them with something that looks a bit westernized with their traditional outfits. There is always that representation of our culture. We don't talk too much about it. It is who we are. This ticker in Japan that just happened late last month actually opened the eyes of a lot of people, and you see that a lot of people from Africa tried so hard to look Western. They were all on suits, people from Africa. But you will see Nigerians there, both the representatives and the presidents. They were all on their traditional outfits. It is what speaks to us. We are proud of who we are. When we go to a particular place, we should be known or identified once we are being seen. Not trying to force ourselves to be like others. Africans, we are different.
You see the way we overplay Nigerian music in Ghana? Ghanaian songs are barely played in Nigeria. The first song I heard was Black Sharif's song, and that was because it was a Nigerian and Ghanaian collaboration. The second song I heard was an Olive the Boy song on the radio. And the third was Sarkodie songs because the driver is a big Sarkodie fan.
Okay, brothers and sisters, Ghana songs being played in Nigeria, well, you're correct. I do not know why Ghanaians feel so entitled when it comes to Nigerians playing their music. Listen, brothers and sisters, Nigeria is not the same as Ghana. So many of you do not even know that the A-list artists you see from Nigeria are not just the Nigerian musicians that we have. There are more than 2,000 artists in Nigeria. Take it from me. There are more than 2,000 artists in Nigeria. How many of them do you know? You may not even count more than 15 that you know. These are those that broke the boundaries. Those that conquered the Nigerian market and the world. There are so many Nigerians who are artists who you do not even know. In fact, I'm not going to lie to you. About 95% of my brothers and sisters from Nigeria watching my content right now may not name up the 50 artists from Nigeria. But we have over 2,000. They may not even know others. What does that show you? Nigeria is too big a nation that even our own artists, 95% of our artists are struggling to even break through our markets. Talk more of foreigners. I would say that you are lucky. The kind of hands or the kind of accessibility or platform that we give to Ghanaians, we've not been able to grant such platform to other Africans. The world does not revolve around you, Ghanaians. There are 54 African nations, and out of that 54 African nations, about 40 have strong musicians. There are musicians from so many African nations. So it shouldn't just be about you, Ghanaians. Yes, you can play our music. When you come to our nation, you may hear your music, you may not hear it. Nigeria is too big a nation. And to break into the Nigerian market is a dream come true for any musician in Africa that has sense. Our people are struggling to even break through the Nigerian market. It's difficult for them. So how about you? So if it is difficult for them, what do you think about yours? Cameroonians are there. They are our neighbors. We don't even play Cameroonian songs the way we play your songs. And that is why when I say sometimes you feel so entitled, and do not forget that Nigerian songs are trending in Ghana not just because Ghanaians are playing the songs, but because there are Nigerians in Ghana promoting the songs by playing the songs either in their shop or in their bar or in their homes. Okay, and when they play those songs and you love them, you will not be pushed to do what? To play the songs. How many Ghanaians in Nigeria do play Ghanaian songs? Anyway, we're going to talk about this in another video, when I will talk about the things you should learn from Nigerians. The major promoters of Nigerian songs in Ghana are Nigerians, whether you want to accept it or not, believe it or not. Because in some cases, there has been that push for Ghanaians to play Ghana. But the Nigerians in Ghana would want to stick to their own songs. If there are Ghanaians in Nigeria pushing the narrative of playing their own songs in their nation, in their parties, you will realize that it will cross boundaries. We're going to talk about that. But what I also want to say is Nigerians should try as much as possible to allow people into their markets. We will talk about that. But there are so many other avenues to entering the Nigerian markets if you are smart.
You see the way Ghanaian Uber, Yango, both drivers hate it when you put multiple stops on the app or they have to wait for you. That is not the culture in Nigeria. The drivers in Nigeria have no problem waiting or even running your errands with you.
Well, for the rides in Nigeria, we have the InDrive, we have the Bolt, the Uber, the Lag Ride. Yeah, that's the major ones I know in Lagos. And there are some other private individuals or private companies that established all these ride share and some transportation system meant to convert people from one place to another. However, for they, some call them boats, Uber. Yes, Nigeria, they are different here in Nigeria. First is to ensure your comfort. It is very important. That is why majority of them must ensure that there is an AC. In fact, why will I enter your Uber or boat when there is no AC? If I'm paying you, I'm paying for the AC. Okay? And again, the car should be clean. Also, for what you stated, sis, it is obtainable mostly in offline services. There are some Uber or boat drivers that will engage you via offline services, meaning that they have enough time, okay, with you, especially if you are booking them the whole day. So definitely they will help you to carry some things, from the supermarket or from the shopping mall. It is normal. Most times they will blend in and gradually become a friend or a family member. Some foreigners that came to Nigeria, I booked offline Uber for them because you cannot run on moving from one place to another in this nation, especially in Lagos, via online Uber or Bolt. Your money go finish. Therefore, if you are using an online Uber or Bolt, they will help you, but it will be to a certain limit. All right, it does have its limits because there is another client calling them. There's another customer calling them. Even right from the time they want to stop the ride, another client is ringing them. So they may just help you to bring out your luggages down from the car, from the boot of the car. However, they will not have the luxury of assisting you in the mall or helping you run errands. So what you booked was an offline Uber. I just want you to know that and notice. So for foreigners that don't want to enter Nigeria, I always advise them to book an offline Uber, alright? Also, do remember that they are business people, alright? People always want to bring up their A game here in Nigeria. So, if they treat you well, you may link them to another client or customer.
One major shock was when the security at Qinspride had to scan me thoroughly before I entered the premises. It's a shame I didn't get any video of that because I wasn't even expecting it. This is Lagos Island and this is what the water body looks like.
Boy, ain't no way, boy.
Yep, I was shocked.
Sis, what do you expect? Of course, in a nation as populated as such, not just in a nation as populated as such, security is paramount. But the truth of the matter is that there is always a sensor. Okay, safety cannot be overemphasized. If you go to many Western nations in America and so many other places, there is always a sensor. Yes, if all the nations are too safe, why the camera? Yeah, why the camera? Why the spy camera? Why the cams? So it is also for you to know the activities of the day. That is why even that sensor, like if you want to go into bank, even the sensors there will either send you back or allow you to proceed. It's something that is a norm in so many places in Nigeria, especially in all these big outfits. You may not see such security sensors if you go to normal supermarkets. Okay. What they do there is for you to show the receipt of payment. They will mark it or they tear it before you move. But for big areas or big malls like that, of course, there should be a sensor. I don't know about you, but if we are talking about development, there should be a sensor. Nigeria is not a village. Lagos is not a glorified village. I think it is okay to put it that way, right?
Nigeria makes me feel like I'm Dangote and everything is so affordable. Some is equivalent to the prices we have in Ghana. If you're looking for fancy cars to ride in, then InDrive is not for you. Please stick to your Bolt or Uber. The pepper and their food, oh my god. And yes, this is me sitting in a Nigerian churcher. It was so cool, but their churcher is really smart.
When I tell people that Nigeria is very affordable, especially to foreigners coming into Nigeria, it may be different from we Nigerians resident in Nigeria because we may not know. If it is a foreigner with that foreigner ideology or with the mindset of what is obtainable in their nation, when they enter Nigeria, they tend to be short. Why? Because of our purchasing power, it is very high. Yes, our currency may be low, but Nigerians' purchasing power is very high. For those in Ghana, your currency maybe on Ghana cedi is $1 is this Ghana cedi. You know, it may sound your currency to dollar may sound stable. However, it is not okay in terms of the purchasing power is the opposite of it. Your currency may be good when people see it because of the physical value. So like it is small compared to the big amounts you will collect in Naira. However, the way you are going to pocket that small currency is the way you are going to pocket the thing you're going to buy with it. What I'm saying is this: the minimum wage in Nigeria and Ghana are the same. In fact, before now, the minimum wage in Nigeria is higher than that of the minimum wage in Ghana. Ghana's minimum wage was just increased to 599 Ghana cedi in March. Started in March. Before then, it was 490 something, which was 63,000 naira. Meanwhile, the minimum wage in Naira in Nigeria is 70,000 naira. That is what we pay our youth corpers. Okay, so imagine our minimum wage being the same now, yet you cannot buy anything with that money in Ghana. Things are very expensive in Ghana. And to be honest, I'm not seeing what it is in Ghana that is making Ghana that expensive. There is nothing so special in Ghana that should make Ghana expensive. There is nothing. They are doing okay in their own way, but there is nothing in Ghana that should make Ghana expensive. Nothing. They are just busy suffering the average Ghanaians. Yes, there are poverty everywhere. There are so many poor people in Nigeria. But what I'm saying is, people are gnashing their teeth in Ghana. Except if you are doing a very good job, or you are being paid in dollars. Because I don't see why, let's say you are paying well. Okay, that will be the compensation. You're not. Imagine paying exactly what we pay here in Nigeria. Yet, your currency can only buy a third of what someone in Nigeria will buy with the same currency, with the same money. No. Yes, you will come and tell me, oh, you have lights, electricity, sweethearts. There are people with electricity in Nigeria. So let us not come with that ideology of, oh, we have electricity. Just keep that by the side. It is not something too special. Because Cotonou, Benin Republic, if you go to Cotonou, they have steady power. Some other small African nations whose economy aren't that viable or strong have constant power supply. So you having constant power supply, that is if you do have, nothing special about it. Yes, we are suffering with epileptic power supply, we know. Not everybody, but for some of us, yes.
One thing that stood out to me was the fact that their roads are super good. In Nigeria, you see sponsored ads everywhere, even on Snapchat and WhatsApp, which is so new to Ghanaians and also a good marketing tool. If you got this far, please do not forget to follow me. Thank you. Ciao.
As for the roads, my brothers and sisters, thank God she said it. Because the way some Ghanaians talk down on Nigeria, you will realize that so many of them are so timid. I'm not saying you shouldn't be timid, but don't be timid to a point that you sound so timid. That is a sentence. Some of them sometimes when they type and drop their comments, you begin to wonder. I thought these people said they are educated. My dear, our road network in Nigeria is massive and is beautiful. I wonder how some of you decided in your life to start comparing Nigeria with Ghana. No, I am not saying everywhere is good. There are places that you have bad roads. Yes, just like in your nation. There are places in Ghana that when you do pokum, the car will do pokum. There are so many roads in Ghana that are not tarred. True of us. I'm even talking about in the city. You will see a lot of potholes in the capital city of Accra. And so when people from such nations come online and you begin to talk about Nigeria, no, sweetheart, don't talk about Nigeria in such manner. Go to our capital city in Abuja. You will see what we mean by redefine city. And so when I see people say, oh, there are no good roads in Nigeria, please, when they tell you about that, they are talking about their village. Some of them are from all these interior villages. Some of you don't think that Nigeria revolves around your villages. That there are no good roads in my community does not mean that I should come online and start shouting, oh, Nigerian roads are bad. No, I should hold my community leaders responsible. When they are held responsible, they will start holding the authorities responsible. But there are so many good roads, and the road network in Nigeria is massive and beautiful. There is something I noticed. Did you see this? One of the Efulefu Nigerians in Ghana actually showcased a billboard. Like, this Efulefu was talking about billboard. And I was like, are you okay? Are you mentally stable? Because you can never use this as a yardstick to measure development. This is all over the place in Lagos. If you go to Owerri, if you go to the south, if you go to the southeast and the southwest, these are all in so many places. If it is not in your village, so be it. But using this as a yardstick to measure development in a nation, Ghana, that's a big slap on their face. Unfortunately, they were happy about it. And when I say majority of them are timid, that is it. There are Ghanaians that have sense. And these Ghanaians that have sense, no matter what you do, no matter how you play your politics, they know the game. They know what you're trying to do. Alright, overall, did you notice that this Ghanaian lady did not for once criticize Ghana? Did not for once talk down on Ghana just to promote Nigeria? No, Ghanaians don't do that.
Walking down the streets, feeling the breeze. In the sunshine state where dreams come with ease. Palm trees swaying with the ocean in view. This is the place where I always feel brand new. Sipping on a smoothie, chilling by the shore. Got my shades on, feeling like I can't be ignored. Sun-kissed skin, feeling so alive in the soft rap game. I strive to thrive. Waves crashing on the sand as I ride the vibe. Soft rap flowing, let the rhythm collide. I'm the king of this groove with the catchy hook. Got the ladies moving and the fellas shook. Just down the boulevard with the top down low. Music blasting loud, feeling the flow. Neon lights flicker in the night's embrace. Lost in the moment, in this rhythmic chase. Catching glances from strangers as I pass them by. In the city of dreams where stars light up the sky. Every step, every verse takes me close to the high. In the soft rap world where I spread my wings and fly.